Hi, it's Meg at SwissWatchExpo. You know what I love about Rolex? A timeless design. It's one of the most current watches. Stick around, I'm going to show it to you. Hi, it's Meg at SwissWatchExpo. Welcome back. We always enjoy having you check in our YouTube channel, see what we're showing with you. You guys know me pretty well by now. I always get tickled when I'm talking to someone on the phone and they say, we saw you on the YouTube channel. So all of our sales team, we participate in this. It's a lot of fun. We really enjoy it. And thanks to our photographers, they even make us look like we are pretty fluent in getting these films out there. So we thank them as well. But we're glad you're here. I teased you a little bit in the introduction because I talked about what I love about Rolex. There's a lot of things that I love about Rolex, but one thing that really, truly, I've been in the industry a long time, continues to amaze me, and just as something I appreciate, is when you look back into the history of Rolex, don't turn the channel off. I'm not going to give you a long history lesson, just a really quick, how smart and how maybe forward-thinking Hans Wilsdorf was and his team of designers in their design of watches. When I'm looking at a watch that was a new introduction in 2020, but it has its history and its roots in the 1940s and 50s, so 60 plus years ago. And these watches are still important, they're still current, they're so timeless, and of course they're durable. So that's what I'm going to show you today. It's the Rolex Oyster Perpetual. It's very simple. There's no date on it. It tells you the time. That's all you need to know on your beautiful watch, and you enjoy looking at it. Of course, you guys know me well enough. I did pick a his and hers pair as well. So let's talk about the Oyster Perpetual for a minute. So you hear that term quite a bit in Rolex. They use the word oyster in multiple applications. And the one thing and the way that they use it first, and it started in the 1940s, they referred to their case as the oyster case. It's because it's truly waterproof. It keeps the water out of the watch. It seals like an oyster seals. So that's where the term oyster came from. The word perpetual, in the 1950s, they created that oscillating weight that made it a perpetual winding. The movement of wearing it keeps it wound, and it's the weight, or now we call it the rotor in the watch, that actually keeps it running. So you have an Oyster Perpetual, so essentially a waterproof automatic watch. And that's what the word in this case refers to. This one in particular is, as I showed you, the non-date. So the non-date Oyster Perpetual was actually created in 1959. Again, oyster, well, you're going to hear that word a lot because there's a couple things on this watch that Rolex terms the word oyster for. Of course, we already talked about the oyster case. These also have the oyster bracelets. The oyster bracelet in Rolex is the one with the 3 flat links straight across. So there's only 3 bracelets. Well, I guess now the oyster flex, so they've put the word in one more time in their collections. But in these metal bracelets, it's the oyster bracelet, 3 flat links straight across, which these have. On the Oyster Perpetual non-dates, they're actually a satin finish or a brush on all 3 links. There's no high polished center link on it. The Jubilee bracelet, the President bracelet, we know those. But the Oyster Perpetual non-date has the oyster bracelet on it. They have the oyster clasp as well. So they use that term quite a bit. People get a little bit confused about it, but it's just classic, it's simple, and it's a beautiful watch. One of the reasons I picked this watch today is often we love selling his and hers watches. We do it for anniversaries and special occasions all the time. And we want a watch that's masculine and good for him, but also feminine and works for her as well. So this particular Oyster Perpetual, there's so many variations. In fact, currently there are 30 different variations with respect to dial colors and sizes that Rolex makes in the non-date Oyster Perpetual. This is actually one of my favorites, and it's one of my favorites for his and hers for a couple reasons. It's classic, it's timeless. We've already talked about how this style has changed very little over the last 60 years. But this one I have in my hand is the Oyster Perpetual 41. It wasn't introduced in this size until 2020. So something current, something that's been around a long time. That's what I love, again, about Rolex. This one in particular, though, is one of my favorite dials. If you look closely, it's an all steel watch. It has a silver dial. But if you'll notice, the hands and the hour markers are gold. So many of us, men included, wear a little bit of gold, maybe a gold wedding ring, a gold necklace. but we don't want an all gold watch to wear every day. So I just think this is elegant. It's beautiful that the way they've accented the dial with the gold hands and hour markers, it's the perfect combination. Of course, 41 millimeter. What you're noticing, and I even looked at it a second time when I picked it up, it's a 41 millimeter, but it doesn't wear that big. It's because the Oyster case on the non-dates have that dome bezel, a little bit of a tapered case on it. It doesn't wear like a big bulky 41 millimeter. So some of you guys even that may feel like 41's too big, this is a perfect size for you. Of course, she's got to have hers as well. Look how beautiful they are. Look how well they match. Same dial. You know I didn't pick up a small lady's watch. This is the 34 millimeter. Again, I think it's a great size. It's a great option for a woman. It's not oversized at all. I actually wear a 35 millimeter watch most days, so I'm partial to the larger sizes, but I think it's the perfect size, especially since this is all steel. It does give you that sportier look, but certainly it still has that touch of gold on it. Doesn't matter if we're wearing silver jewelry for the day or gold, this watch is going to match. So it's your perfect everyday watch. You can put it on, you can take it with you wherever you go, traveling, hanging out with the kids, playing with grandkids, whatever's on your day-to-day. Just two beautiful watches, timeless, classic Rolex Oyster Perpetual non-date. This is a favorite dial of mine. We've got a lot of others to choose from. You know what I'm going to say next to you. We love taking care of you here at Swiss Watch Expo. Give me a call. These are beautiful watches. I love this combination. We have a lot of choices in the Oyster Perpetual as well as other watches. Give me a call. We'll make sure we find the perfect watch to go home with you.